Big Blue Thumb Productions presents the Podlie Podcast. Here's your hosts, Podlie Bill, Podlie Cliff, and Podlie Paul.
Well.
It is episode 177 of podcast.
Is it 177, 176?
176. Yeah, 176.
176.
Somebody in the background was saying 177. It's 176.
I think we're getting ahead of our time here.
Yes.
176.
Yes, we are. Well, hey, William Seltzer, 3,500.
3,500 points, William.
William was in real early tonight.
And Nicole. Hello, boys. Hello, Nicole. How are you?
That's 2,500.
2,500 points right there. And of course, Jeremy says, let's go. 1,500 for you, Mr. Jeremy. And look where we are. We are in the kitchen of the infamous Chai Roberts. It turns out we're just the cooks.
And Chai Fish is here too. You know, she's sitting within
Earshot.
feet of us.
That's right.
Yeah, over there.
The agony of defeat.
So, we're going to do a cooking show and probably podcast. We're changing it up. But we have our special knives
That's
here.
right. And if you piss me off, I kill you twice.
Cliff's got his big apron on. I've got my half apron on here.
I found this. This is a Bill apron, and it suits a Cliff because this is my kind of setup. And you can't see this. I don't know. You can't see it. But what this says is, can you see that? I don't know if anybody can see
Yeah,
that.
I've seen a bit of it.
It says, I love Alberta booze.
There you go.
And just so I don't look terrible about it, it's for, hang on, which way do I go this way? It's about that thing right there.
There you go.
Okay, so nonetheless, so the first order of business is, Bill, maybe you can tell us what we're doing
Well, first,
while I do this.
Cliff's going to make us a drink because he always has
Because we're
drinks.
thirsty.
And so we're thirsty. So he's going to prepare a drink for us using, this is Connor McDavid, number 97 vodka. Sorry, trying to get this to the camera. There we go. And this is made by Hop Prohibition Distillery right up here in Sugar Park. So
And it's-
local distillery.
And it's bloody good.
They also make the purple gin that we use in our Raven Day, the Raven Day Music Festival.
Right.
So that's why we're going to try that. So while he's making that, I am going to be doing baked macaroni and cheese tonight and some grilled Brussels sprouts. And Cliff is going to be doing his famous roasted veggies. And we're going to kind of work our way through it. Some of the things we've kind of pre-made already, just due to time, just as you would do.
Yeah, like so for instance, I don't know if you can see this. I cut up most of the cauliflower and stuff. I got a little bit left to go. I ran out of time to do it. And then I'll show you what we're doing after that. And I'll cut up the onions as well. But in the meantime, go ahead, Bill.
Same thing. I like to steam my Brussels sprouts ahead of time before I grill them. Then I go in the pan for a couple minutes. But I will cut those up here shortly. Jeremy said he's naked.
What?
Well, what are we supposed to wear? All supposed to wear to improve, okay? No, look at. So as you notice, Paul not with us tonight, but he's actually commenting.
Bully!
He's saying make some pizza pops.
Dude, okay, but first of all, here's the famous. Ready?
Oh, look at that!
And this is Bill's drink right here.
Wow, it's like the commercial.
That's right. Okay, Bill, there's a little bit of leftover soda you can put there
Thank
when
you
you're
very
done. And to this microphone, I don't know if they're the same.
Yeah, they should be.
It should be the same.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That is not refreshing. I thought the what is. We can do a Scotch commercial, you know. Check it out. Bill, here's your episode 176. Polly, we miss you.
And we are the cooking show now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very good.
All right, fantastic.
So what do you got to do?
I got to cut up the onions, so I'm going to cut up the onions.
I'm gonna half these because you're gonna saute your.
Right, I'm going to saute the onions, but basically just get them transparent so that they're not totally raw because they cook at different times than the cauliflower and the carrots and all that type of stuff. So what I have in here is cauliflower, and I bought some carrots for color, and then I saw the beets, so I bought some beets for color, and then I saw the red onions, so I bought the red onion for color. So it seems to have a lot of color and a little bit of white, slowly colored. Paulies right there, okay?
There you go. And I have, I love grilled Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
You were
grilled
saying
Brussels
before
sprouts.
how you,
I
when you were
know.
young, you didn't like. So I'm cutting them in half. So I like to have them that way when you grill them.
Cool. And yeah, I used to hate Brussels sprouts, and then I had my first garden, whatever year it was, and my mother wanted me to grow Brussels sprouts. I said, Mom, I hate Brussels sprouts. And then I saw how they grow. When they grow, if you don't know, they look almost like a little coconut tree because the Brussels sprouts grow at the base of the leaves and all the bottom leaves fall off. And it literally looks like a little coconut tree. So when I saw that, I'm like, well, I just want to grow these things. And then my mother, God rest her soul, the wonderful cook that she was, she harvested these things fresh, I should say, and sauteed them up and did whatever she does, whatever mothers do. And ever since then, I'm like, how come I didn't like Brussels sprouts? I love Brussels sprouts.
Well, I gotta tell you, these aren't even grilled yet. I get they're good now.
So what Bill did was basically blanch them or steam them, right? So basically, it's almost like a parboiled par steam, which then makes the grilling or sauteing a lot faster and actually you get a lot more of the flavor. So for some odd reason, when you steam it like that, it really releases the flavor when you put it in the saute pan. So, okay, so I'm just gonna move over here. You can talk amongst yourselves if you want.
All right, Cliff's going over behind me on the stove there, and over to your
Yeah, to my left. Yes. Yeah.
So he's going to start sauteing. What I'm actually going to do is wait. I'm going to saute the Brussels sprouts. What I'm going to do is actually use what's left over from the onion and saute my Brussels sprouts in there with a little bit of seasoning oil.
Oh.
That's even going to add more to the flavor. So that's going to be really nice as well. So he's doing that. As you can see on your screen as well, we've got a split screen. By the way, we have an operator tonight because we have so my daughter China is behind the computer. You can't see her. She's sitting at a table and she's running our cameras tonight. So
She need a drink, China?
And then Chai is here as well, but she's sitting over on the couch. You can't see her either at this point. Maybe we'll get her to make a appearance, a little cameo appearance.
A little cameo.
So he's going to saute. And so what's going to happen? So you're going to saute over,
Yep.
and then it's going into a roasting pan.
Yeah, and not all of it so much, just basically the onions. And then I'm gonna basically put it in the oven. Bill's got probably the best oven I've ever seen in my whole life, oven and stove. Maybe you can talk about that, Bill.
Yeah.
But we're gonna put it on a very high heat, maybe 425 convection, so that it can cook hopefully in about 35 minutes. And then at the end, I'm gonna shred some cheese on top. And it should all be very delicious if, things work out.
Right. Jeremy says, try deliberately avoiding the kitchen while you guys are in. Hey, Jeremy, we're professionals here.
Good. That's right.
Oh, good evening.
She always avoids the kitchen.
And to the man of best man, name ever. Good evening, William.
Jeremy, it's like, you don't know Bill, but Bill is the head cook and bottle washer in the house, just like I am the head cook and bottle washer in my house. So basically, my wife gets to sit back and eat the grub that I cook. It seems that the same thing exists in this household.
Yeah, we do. It'll be done soon. I also trained in commercial cooking, so in large kitchens. I did spend a little bit of time working in a steak restaurant as well, so I do have a background in foods, so I like to do all the cooking. What are you looking for there?
A speckle of some kind.
Gotcha. So we have right here some wooden spoons.
Perfect.
There you go.
I like it. You should.
So,
Do whatever get that sense on cooking.
and Cliff mentioned the stove that we're cooking on. So that,
Oh yeah, please tell us about that.
that stove is called an Aga. So that's EAGA, an Aga range. So it's actually from England. So it's British stove. So we actually, it was made in England, and we had it shipped over here to go in the house. And it works fully gas, as you can see. It does have a convection oven side, which we use to put veggies, and it has a standard oven. And obviously, we'll have one thing as well, but we love it. And it fits our kitchen.
And where's it from? From London?
It is from, I don't know what part of England it was from.
So did you have it like specifically shipped over here for you?
Yes, so what happens is when you order it, it is actually built from the time of order, so it's not pre-made. So
Wow.
there's a couple of people in England who make it, so actually when it gets shipped in the crate, the gentleman's name is on it, who actually built it for you.
Wow.
So it's like custom built from England, and it's specific brand. You see a lot of, if you ever watch these shows, home shows or anything on England, they show British average houses. Sometimes you don't see some houses that have.
I tell you, if you can't see it, I don't know if you can, but first time I saw it, I literally drooled. As a guy who loves to be in the kitchen, loves to cook. I mean, I genuinely love to cook. I've never taken lessons and all that type of jazz, but I love to cook, love to experiment. And speaking like a guy like me, that thing is an absolute freaking dream.
Yeah, you like it. It works really, really well.
Sauteed.
Yeah. So I'm just going to keep talking because let cook finish his sauteing. He's got all the fresh veggie over here. So I'm looking for a packet of cauliflower so it's not too crunchy if I eat it. They're all decent. Jared, switching to YouTube, my Facebook having some issues. I can at least see comments over here.
Do it, Jeremy.
So we just got to switch. He's now switched over to YouTube. Which, by the way, if you don't remember, you can watch us on both Facebook, on the Podlie Podcast Facebook channel, and also on the Podlie Podcast YouTube channel, whichever works for you. Also, our sponsors, Manual Labor. Where you had it all. Manual Labor here. Talk prohibition as well.
And besides, I specifically brought, sodas because, well, it sounds so good on the screen, right?
It does.
And besides, if you've seen any of the older podcasts, I always tend to drink soda because, not to tell tales, but mouth gets dry when I'm talking, blah, blah, blah. And this stuff basically just cuts the thirst with lemon, lime, and soda. And of course, the vodka is just a bonus. So cheers.
It's very, very good. Jeremy says, I used to live with a guy who cooks the same way you do.
Ha! Nice. You know what he means by that, right? No. He used to live with me. Jeremy,
There you go.
Jeremy stayed with us for a year. I'm here to tell you, I would say this behind your back, Jeremy, as I have too many people. One of my favorite roommates, and he's a foodie, and then he learned to cook. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Jeremy. He learned a lot from me to cook, as I learned from my mom. And my God, is he a good cook now, though.
Good.
Oh, man. I said we go over to his place for supper. He's an awesome cook. And he, much like us, does most of the cooking in the house as well.
Nice. So, Jeremy, do you have a favorite dish that you like to cook? Jeremy says, one of the best times in my life was being your roommate.
That's not nice. And look at this, you guys. Let me just put this on camera, Bill. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that beautiful? And I don't know if you can hear that, but.
You can hear it.
Oh, I love cooking.
It smells good, too.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of spice in there because most of the spices are gonna go in here directly into this thing right here, directly. But with the onions, I like to give a little bit of spicing in there because it's a different flavor when you cook it with the onions as opposed to when you cook it fresh.
Of course.
So
What a little spice box over to the
I know
side.
I brought some stuff here. So what I have here, if you've never used the spice, it's a thing of genius. It's called Thai coconut spice. And because I didn't know about heat, I don't know how many people here like heat. Normally I would put cayenne pepper and some hot and red chili flakes and all these wonderful things that I like because I like some heat. So I wasn't sure about these folks here, so I thought better of it. So I have some herbaceous. Tarragon, I can't live without tarragon, and I can't live without oregano. Those are my two go-to herbs. I can't live without that. And I bought just simple Thai coconut spice. It's one of the most beautiful things. I'm gonna put some of that in the onions.
So Chai doesn't like a lot of spice, but China will eat spice. Chelsea,
Nice.
daughter loves spice, and I like spice. So we're all good there. Like I said, Chai doesn't like as much as we do. China and Chelsea like to make these noodle dishes they get.
Oh yeah.
And, but they are very spicy. Yeah, a lot of heat. Pull back.
Okay. Can I direct your attention here for a moment, please?
Yes. He's putting some vodka.
Just a smidgen.
Just a smidgen. We're going to put it both up. Look at that. Wow.
That's a thing of beauty. And I tell you what,
I didn't think.
if you could only smell this,
What can't you smell it?
it's such a simple thing.
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing, but my God, it smells. Just the smell of that right now makes you want to just makes you ravenously hungry. I'm telling you.
Jeremy says, I think my favorite dish to this day is the cabbage and bacon dish. The garam masala. But you need to give that dish a name.
Oh my God, that sounds great.
Nicole said that looks amazing. We're all making you hungry.
That's right. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just adding, I have carrots and beets in there already, but I'm just gonna fry this up real quick a little bit to add to it because the flavor is different. Okay, so won't be long. And Bill, you can have that for yourself.
Well, again, as I said, I mainly prepped a lot of my stuff as well. So the macaroni, which I'm using baked macaroni, is already actually been cooked. I cooked it just shortly before we started, so that's all ready to go. And Cliff's having a little trouble getting the stove lit here. Got to hold that in. There you go.
Ah, look at that.
You're
Thank
good
you.
to go.
See, I told you, it's all very high tech, man. I tell you, I love it. So just a really quick shout out. I don't think Bill and I have had drinks on here before, and Podlie, we miss you. But just a shout out to friends and family who always stand up, come and join us and all that type of stuff. Some friends cannot comment because they're busy with kids, or they cannot watch because they're busy with kids and watch it later. I just wanted to give a big shout out to you all, and thank you for showing up on Mondays. I hope you enjoy the show.
Very good.
That's fantastic.
I'm getting, I'm starting to get hungry. I was wondering, but there's always, you see all these cooking shows and things on TV, but very rarely, unless it's a competition or a eating cooking show, you ever get a show where at the end, like everybody always says, oh, that tastes great.
Yeah.
That's on. Wouldn't it be nice to have a cooking show that's really honest? Well, this tastes really good, or they taste it and go, this is, well, it's not, it turned out exactly.
Not quite as I expected.
Yeah, so not completely what I thought it was going to be.
Just put a little carrot on in there. And what I'm going to do, if I can find, can I rummage? And see a cup of some kind to grab some water. Huh? Just a cup to grab some water.
I can grab water. Can you grab water for you? Oh, lovely. I'll grab it from in here, actually. Because that is the well water.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So, Ty's going to be our assistant.
Oh, I just need it spinning for the cooking part. Sorry, it didn't need to,
Oh, there she goes. She's running through.
didn't need to be difficult. Okay, so Bill, I'm just about finished sauteing. Basically, I don't know if you can see this here. I've got my collies. I've got all of the colorful stuff that I said I had in there. And basically, I don't have any kind of a recipe. Hold on. Thank you.
Yeah, we don't, Cliff and I are not really recipe people. So we kind of make it up as we go. Hello there, Haley.
Hi, Haley.
We have, right now, hot prohibition gin, or vodka, sorry, that was Haley, for our drinks that Cliff is making. So I do have my manual labor hat on.
Cool. So as I was saying, Bill and I are very similar in terms of this, and this is why since Podlie was missing, Bill and I were talking about, hey, we still want to do the podcast. I said, well, I want to. What do we do? We're gonna have to find a topic that's broad enough that we can discuss it. Number one, and then we said, oh, maybe we can do it, in different location, kitchen. Then it came this. Then all of a sudden, before you know it, we're saying, you know what? Let's just cook something and see, And Bill is like me. We don't do recipes really. We kind of just put stuff together, and that's what this is. I had no idea I was doing this. Bill barely had any idea he was doing this. It was a last minute thought. And so it's just fun, you guys. Podlie, if you're listening, you talk about feeding your kids, you talk about feeding them good food. Let me tell you something. This is fantastic food. Fresh food, it's great food. This right here, that Bill's doing, it's great, fresh fruit and lovely. And it's not very difficult. It's so actually easy to do. I cut up the vegetables, and you'll see what I put in it, and then it just goes in the oven. I sauteed some onions over there. That's going to go in here as well.
You'll see there's no pizza pops inside.
That's right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out. I brought some beef broth because in order for the spices to stick to this and not overcook in the oven, you need some moisture. So I brought some beef broth. You can use anything. You can use chicken bone broth if you like. You can use I don't know. You can use orange juice. I've used orange juice. That would be good. Right, so I've used orange juice, and what I did with the orange juice, I actually mixed cayenne pepper in the orange juice, just beat it right up, and then I used that. So then what happens is everything, the cauliflower and carrots all gets a nice dose of the cayenne, and the way cayenne cooks in the oven is different than the way cayenne cooks being sauteed.
Yeah.
And it's a different flavor, and you get a different a sort of a feel of the heat in the back of your throat. And I tell you, it's so freaking good. And by the way, from a health standpoint, cayenne is one of the best things you can ingest because it actually dilates the blood vessels and helps a better blood flow, which is, I mean, anybody can tell you it's a great thing.
Oh, sure. And hey, so you notice that we've been on top right from the beginning of the show.
Isn't that amazing? Laura, where's Laura?
I don't know. We didn't even have time to do, how was your week? That we had to get right into
We have to get right into this. And okay, I'm in a little bit of a hurry because this has to go in the oven right away, so I'm just talking a lot. One of the most underrated things in cooking that I've found is beautiful, lovely yellow mustard. I don't know why more people don't use it in their cooking. I use a ton of it. And by the way, it's very good for you. So again, I'm putting this on here in order that I can get the spices to actually adhere to this, right? So I'm going to add a little bit more. And then I'm going to just add, first of all, that lovely coconut spice that I talked about. Right? Add some of that. And this is not very, well, it's not very like highly spiced. It won't be terribly spiced. It won't be like vastly different flavor or nothing. And over here, I have some salt, some very nice salt. It's sea salt with minerals, and it's fantastic. And you can use quite a bit because it's a low sodium.
Nice.
It's high
Highly flavorful.
highly flavorful, mineral salt, but low sodium, right?
Like that.
So it's very, very nice. You can use a lot. You can be very liberal with it. And then tarragon. I love tarragon. I cannot live without tarragon. I use it on almost everything. And just take a deep whiff.
I know it smells so good.
It's
I'm just gonna eat this now.
I know. It's fantastic on the little one. It's fantastic.
Jai said it smells so good in here. Yeah.
And then I can't live without this. This is oregano. Or as the upper crust says, oregano. It's oregano. Oregano is what they say. I can't say that without laughing. So now that I've done that, I think that's it. That's all I got. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss this like this so that it spreads all of that around. And of course, I'll do it gently just to not make a mess. But if I can just, I'll show you this.
Oh, that looks good.
Look at this. Just look.
Color.
I know. So this is not even cooked yet, but tell me something. If that doesn't make you hungry, oh my God, look at that.
Wow.
Right? It makes me so hungry. And that's just, it's not even cooked yet. So go ahead, Bill.
Haley says, oh, sure, just oregano.
Solely oregano. I like weed, and I cannot lie.
As soon as Cliff empties that frying pan, I'm not even wiping it out. As I said, I'm going to use everything from the drippings of the onions.
Give me 2 seconds.
And everything else that he's got in there. I'm going to just mix that in with my the Brussels sprouts, and then I'm going to season them as well. So I'll add a little more seasoning. But the one thing I will add to my Brussels sprouts, just a little bit. Okay? I actually will add a little bit of honey to it. So it kind of has a little bit of heat and a little bit of sweet to my Brussels sprouts. So I'll throw a little bit of honey in there as well.
Right here. Yeah.
Haley says, just wow, Cliff. But mustard is intriguing.
I tell you what, Haley, it's one of the most underused things, my friend. And what it is, it's plain. I mean, it's like no name, plain yellow mustard. And I'm telling you something, I have Dijon mustard at home, etc. But this mustard brings out the flavor and things. And I don't know when I started using it. Nobody else is pushing it. I don't know. I didn't hear it. To my knowledge, I haven't heard it anywhere. I was just lacking sauces. So I was making a sauce and I started using mustard and I started discovering the flavors. And it's freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scraping all the last little bits.
Oh, you can't mess up. Can't mess up. And this is too good. So, and look, it's just so good. And all of these are fresh ingredients. Podlie, this is all fresh herbs. If you don't know, if you're not an herb person, oregano is very good for you. As a matter of fact, if you go to the health food stores, they will sell oil of oregano that's actually designed to up your immune system. So now, in this dish right here, I have beets, I have carrots, I have cauliflower. Beets are very good for the immune system, very good for you. High in fiber, high in taste, high in color. High in color means what? Great minerals and great vitamin content, right? So I got that, and then the oregano as well. Now, it's great, immune system. Normally, what I would do right now, if I wasn't cooking for other people, if I was cooking for my wife and I would sprinkle on top of this a bunch of cayenne powder. Yeah, so to add some extra heat. And then I'll take what I just cooked, and I'll take what I just fried, which is the onions, and I fried up a little bit of carrots and beets, right? And basically what I'll do is I'll just basically spread this on here. Doesn't have to be terrible because I'm gonna mix it up later in the show, right? Later in the cooking, right? So basically I'm just gonna spread this on here so that it sort of spreads its goodness all over the place.
Haley says you never use mustard other than on burgers or hot dogs.
Oh, yeah, Haley,
Learn something new today.
dude, I use it all the time. You don't even know, and I just love it. You know. Okay, so big notes. Just let us know. I can use it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, just want to use this because I love the gas. Right? Yeah. Okay, so Bill, I'll put this on here and
All right,
you
I'm
can
going
start
to
putting.
throw these in.
All right, so guys, if you can see this, first of all, hold on. Most important part is the chicken string. See what's over there. And if you can see this, I'll show you in a minute. So, check it out. Look at that. Look at this. Can you see this? Let me check this for you. See? Oh man, I tell you, you can see the steam off in the decan. Hold on, the camera did follow Bill.
Oh, that's because I think China's got it there a little bit.
No problem, no problem. So anyway, here it is right there. Have a look. And now we're gonna put it in the oven. Bill has been preheating the oven. It's convection oven, obviously. So I'm gonna put this in there now and let it have it.
There, I opened it for you.
Beautiful.
Top,
Top,
any shelf.
middle shelf, maybe.
Middle shelf. Yep. Watch your fingers. The hot oven.
Booyah! All right. I'll tell you something. I haven't tasted. Oh, hey, here's a cool stat. I don't know anybody else who does this, but I seldom ever taste food in the cooking process. Other chefs do, I'm sure, but 90% of the time, very rarely, unless I think maybe, oh, hey, I need more salt or whatever. Otherwise, I never test that. And somehow, knock on wood, the combination of spices and herbs tend to generally be good. I have the dubious distinction of having ever made only one dish that was inedible because it was that bad. Other than that, most of the dishes are good and it's all on instinct. It's all on what do you call it? Intuition.
Yeah. So I'm just putting this pre-cooked half into the bowl of my Brussels sprouts. Because while I'm doing that, I'm going to slowly start to make my cheese sauce at the same time.
Right. So, there, I don't know if you can see that oven that Bill's cooking on right now. With this camera that's moving, but it's a thing of beauty. I freaking love that thing. I would cook a whole lot more if I was in this kitchen with that oven. And I would have all woks, either cast iron or carbon steel. Carbon steel wok on a gas stove is probably the best combination for cooking, and I would almost exclusively use those two things if I had the choice.
I'm just throwing some seasoning into these sprouts here. They're starting to brown up. And for my cheese sauce, I'm going to start warming up some whole milk.
Oh, nice.
And then once that's warmed up, I'm going to season the whole milk a little bit.
The whole milk.
Then I will throw a bunch of shredded cheese into it, melt it all in there.
Hey, we got lots of cheese going because I'm going to put cheese on top of that when it's done.
It's going to be cheesy.
I like it. You can officially say that this is a very cheesy podcast.
It is.
So,
I'll get my burner to start. There we go.
like that. All right. Well, I haven't been reading the comments, so looking at them now just a little bit, it's nice to see. I'm so happy you guys are here. Hang on, this camera's moving. I'm so happy you guys are here. That's awesome. Yeah. I don't know, Bill. I think we should do this once in a while.
We just might have to do that.
Because this is fun. I'm having more fun than you shake that big guy.
Here, I'm going to go off, and the camera's probably going to follow me.
There you
I'm
go.
going off set. I'm going to find out why this is.
You put up in the ceiling. What did you do, China? Didn't
So
say
you're going to have to shift us back over. Sorry, we've lost our picture. Now, use the gimbal at the bottom.
There we go.
There we go. She's adjusting. Our camera decided to start moving. Now you can see our set. You can see our mics.
There we are!
And there we are.
There we are.
We're back. No,
We're back.
Lock it. Yeah. There we go.
Well, now, there you go. Okay, so, obviously I have some time because we're taking like 35 but at the end of it, I'm going to take that dish and I'm going to take some pizza mozzarella and grate it. Not a bunch, mind you. I don't like things that's done. I don't like overpowering the flavor of things with cheese. I like cheese to be an addition to the flavor, an added flavor, versus taking over the flavor. And I know that depends obviously on your taste buds. Some people love the taste of cheese. Me, one of the things that I really like, especially when I'm looking at beets, I like to be able to taste the beets. I like to be able to taste the carrots. I like to be able to taste the cauliflower. All of them act differently with different spices. Then they taste differently with the same spices. And then the cheese then is just basically an augment to the food. It doesn't take over the food. In this case, any other food, hey, I like to slam the cheese, right? But this, it's vegetables. It's a very healthy dish. Polly, if you're still watching this is my friend. If you feed this to your kids, their bodies will thank you because it's tasty and obviously very healthy. And then the cheese on top, hey, come on, you can't argue with the goodness of cheese. Protein and lovely, right? So, and good fats as well. So I'm all about good fats.
All right, these are going to be done here soon. I've got the milk warming up over here, and just add a little bit of honey to sweeten it up.
Oh, look at these things. Show the camera if you can. Look at this, guys. Oh, yeah. And the sound and the smell, let me tell you something. So you just love cooking, eh?
Yeah,
I love cooking.
almost done.
I feel there's something special about feeding the people you love. And I read somewhere, I don't know if it's true, I read somewhere that depending on the attitude that you have when you're cooking the food, the food actually is more nutritious. Now, I don't know who's ever scientifically done that or proven or tested, I don't know. But the general wisdom out there is that if you cook the food with a pure heart and love for the people whom you're feeding, the food is actually more nutritious in the end. Now, I don't know. You take that for however you want to take it, but that's what I read.
All right, so we have grilled Brussels sprouts. Are done.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I have to taste one. I'll taste the one that's too hot. I'll let it cool down. Or cut them to drink one or two. Do you drink, Chelsea? Wow, that's a thing of beauty, right?
that's really good.
It's awesome. I like it. This is nice. Let me tell you, if you guys like this sort of stuff, we can maybe plan to do this once a month or something like that.
I'm just
If it's interesting to you guys.
going to check my milk temperature here.
And I'm gonna check this Brussels sprout temperature and wait for it to cool down before I burn my taste bud. I like my taste bud. I'm gonna cook it this way. I don't need them cooked.
By the way, just while that's warming up, I'm adding some actual fresh, what am I looking for here? Actual fresh bacon bits into the,
Oh yeah.
so these are not the dry ones.
No, the actual fresh bacon.
The fresh bacon bits.
So you don't fry them, no? Yeah,
We're gonna have, it's gonna bake in there.
Oh, the bacon
Once
ones.
I add cheese sauce in,
Yeah.
and let that.
And did you pre-cook the macaroni?
Yes.
Nice.
So
Pre-cook.
pre-cook that ahead of time, because we only have so much time. And I'm gonna be adding cheese to this here shortly.
Right. Yeah, and I have time to grate the cheese, so my phone's been bling blonging, so right on air, only because this is a very casual podcast, I'll check and see who's been bling blonging my phone. And yeah. Ah. Text from my friend saying that the cooking is looking good, and yeah, that's so nice.
Sorry, as I blocked the camera with the cheese here.
Yeah, I love it. Friend of mine telling me that it looks good, the cooking looks good, probably smells nice, etc. Well, how sweet. Some people are so sweet. Ha! It's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate you looking in on us. And I'm still waiting for my Brussels sprouts to cool down long enough to eat it, and I think goodness, Bill.
Good?
Oh man. You guys, that's a little tiny morsel of tastiness. Oh. Oh my. Hey Bill,
Yes.
you sure you need to put this elsewhere?
I'll get back there, there'll be left.
Yeah. Oh man, look at that, eh? Just beautifully sauteed. Bill, that's delicious.
Excellent. I'm just melting cheese into my whole milk here. And I'll add a little more seasoning.
I wish the camera would follow me. Try the Jack one. Ah. Hey Bill, what did you put in here for sweet?
A little bit of honey. Just at the last
That's
minute.
fantastic. Look at this, you guys. Look at it. It's
Yeah.
glazed. It's like glazed with honey.
Just before you finish, take them out of the
Yeah,
pan. Just a touch of honey. Gives them a little bit of shine. Don't put the honey on
Now-
too early because it just burns it.
Personally, the only thing I would have to do is cayenne before the honey.
You could do
Because
that.
you would get that heat, and
Yeah.
you would get that sweet, and it would actually melt together in the taste buds. Oh my god! Let me tell you, I'm getting hungry just talking about it. All right, here's to you folks out there, those watching, not commenting, etc. My friend who just messaged me, cheers. You're a good soul. How's it going, Bill?
Just getting this cheese sauce melted down a bit, and then I'll mix it all in with the pasta and we'll throw it in the oven.
Food better be good or else I got that knife. Well, how's that go? That's not a knife. That's a knife. Okay. I could start shredding some cheese in the meantime. It's probably soft.
What's happening there?
Okay, I'm going to rinse. I'm going to rinse tonight. Watch Bill over there doing his thing with the warming up the cream.
Just getting this cheese melted a little bit more before I pour it into my bowl of pasta.
There we go. And for the record, ladies and gentlemen, this beautiful bunch right here, if you can see it, is the lovely and most delicious cilantro. So, those of you who love cilantro, earthy, green, you can actually taste the good brown earth in it. Those of you, I like it. But there are certain people, there are certain people in this household that say it tastes like soap. So they have the cilantro taste like soap. So in my infinite niceness, I did not put this in, or else, I would have sprinkled this over top before it went into the oven, and then I would take it out of the oven, and I would have sprinkled a little bit more on top because it's raw and cooked both together. Isn't that a fine young cannibal song, The Raw and Cooked? That's an 80s tune, my Bill. I know Chai loves the 80s. Chai loves the 80s song, right? No, I do not. It's a good song though. It's called The Raw and the Cooked. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I just realized it's Bill. It's more than 9 minutes past my cue to say, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the middle of the podcast. The very strange podcast, the very unique podcast, where we got the two of us actually cooking. That's crazy. Oh, look what Bill's doing.
Haley has a question.
Hi, ask away, Haley.
Wants to know if either of you have a favorite dish or a restaurant.
Oh my God. Haley, I have a lot of favorite dishes, my friend. I don't know that I can pick one. I love sauteed vegetables. I like a combination of sauteed vegetables and oven cooked and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know if I have a favorite, so to speak. I noticed Haley, you said try balsamic glaze for Brussels. Let me tell you something. Balsamic glaze for Brussels sprouts, and for the sweet, if you actually use amaretto di Serrano amaretto for the sweet, combined with the balsamic vinegar, it is a thing of beauty. I'm telling you, try that. And Jeremy says, there are two kinds of people in this world, those who like cilantro and those who are wrong. I agree with you, buddy. But I didn't put it in, like I said, out of the infinite goodness of my heart. Look at that. Can you guys see this? Bill, you need to show this, my friend.
Yeah, I'm just working away while you're trying. This is going to go in the oven. It may not be
Is that-
done.
Is that
Time to
Parmesan?
change. This is just pancake.
Oh,
Bread crust. Seasoned bread crust.
see the breadcrumbs.
Making a big crust on the top.
Nice. So I'm going to cut this cheese and start grating it, even though I don't need it for another 15 minutes or so. I don't think any of this stuff is going to be ready by the time the podcast is over. We talk too much, or think too much, whatever. I don't know what the answer is. So what we do is we take cheese like this, because it's in the wrapper, we use it as a cleaver, and go like that. And then it's just to make a face. No, that's what you do, trust me. No, it's the truth.
Leave it to flavor.
Leave it to leave. It's all good. No, I don't want to figure either way. If those of you who don't know, I play guitar. I sort of value these juggies right here.
Nicole says she's loving the cooking show.
Nicole, that's awesome. If it's a cooking show, Nicole, Epic Meals, you know, she could join us one time.
Yeah.
And come and do some cooking with us, because I like this. I love cooking. I really do. And I tell you what, this kitchen right here is a freaking dream. The stove, the kitchen, the people. Oh, the people are all. Oh, look at the dirty looks I'm getting from everybody. No,
I'm passing on Brussels sprouts. That's why I was.
those things are crazy. Look, Polly. This is specifically Polly. Paul, this took no time, 0 time, like literally 0 time to do, and they're like freaking awesome. They're so delicious. So yeah, I'm just torturing you, Polly, because you always talk about cooking pizza balls.
I'm going to kill this fan over here because we're done cooking with the
Bill,
stove.
can you kill that fan over there?
I'm going to do that. There you go.
Oh, look, we're not yelling anymore.
That fan.
So now we're not yelling anymore, people.
I got to pass them over here.
Don't eat them all.
Why not?
Hmm.
I don't think it's gonna be done by the time the podcast's done anyway.
Yeah.
So I say we make hay while the sun shines.
The Kofas were amazing in the kitchen, so maybe we have to now make this the Cliff and Bill cooking show.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah.
As long as I get dinner.
Just listen. After all of this, I'm not even gonna be here to eat the food. All right.
Mhm.
So,
You have to stay and eat it.
well, I might. I got doggy at home. He's probably sitting around the couch with his legs crossed right now.
Yeah. I'm going to switch to this side so I can see the other.
Oh, you can switch to that side.
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. Sorry, I haven't been reading any comments. I've been a little bit busy.
Jeremy says, I don't know. Chefs are supposed to yell. Maybe turn the fan back on.
Well, are you mad?
Yeah. You grated a lot of cheese there.
Well, not really. It seems like I'm doing a lot of work and effort. And look, that's all that's been graded so far. That's not all that.
Well, I really gave you a good grade on that.
What do you mean?
Your grading of the cheese is not
Right.
getting a good grade.
That's not a good grade. So you guys, listen. You seem to like this cooking show. What do you think? Should we do maybe one of these once a month? You think? I mean, I know we yap. Did you hear that? All Ty says is every time I say that, she says, as long as I get dinner. I think it's a pretty reasonable request and assumption, right?
Yeah.
We just gather here. We basically take over our house. We got equipment everywhere, mics everywhere. The least we can do is feed her some good grub.
Right. And you know, of course, you got to see a little clip of some of our backs behind the scenes
Right.
setting. There.
Right. So basically, like I said earlier, I'm just shredding a little bit of cheese. I don't want too much. I don't want to overpower the veggies. But I just want enough that it adds some flavor, adds some smooth texture, because obviously the vegetables, I don't like them cooked fully. So then what this does, a lot of the times we add to food, we add stuff that actually gives food texture. Okay? In this case, what I'm doing is I'm actually taking away some texture, because I like the veggies not soft. I like them cooked enough that I can enjoy it, eat it, but then I also want some of that nice soft texture that you know, that's almost like a comfort food, where it feels good to eat
We're gonna check and see how our things are doing in here.
And that's what the cheese does. It actually takes away some of the more rigid texture of the vegetables. How's it going, Bill?
You wanna check your veggies?
Let's see what it looks like. Okay, it's a long way to go. I don't think. Can you put it on here, Bill? I don't think this is going to be done by the time the podcast is done, because it's a little bit of a long way to go. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of air. Just basically, just put the spatula in to give it a little bit of air, because we're in a convection oven, and what that'll do is that'll actually help the air circulate within this
Oh, aerate.
little areas, and it might grow grass then. So, but I don't know if you can see it. It's looking really good. It's looking colorful
tasty.
and nice. It's looking tasty.
I'll put that back in for you.
And that can go back in again. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be ready, guys, by the time the podcast is over. So we're just going to have to assume that it's good, and then we'll have to report back to you. Okay? So, Bill, I would suggest you take one of those or one of the Brussels sprouts,
I will do
because
that.
I think that would be a very good combination.
It's mozzarella.
A little mozzarella, a little Brussels, a little Brussels, a little mozzarella. Ah.
I didn't forget, that's good.
Oh! Okay. You guys, I'm just gonna eat.
Nicole says, yeah, I think that's an amazing idea. Traveling kitchen.
Right. Okay, that was what happened.
Very, very good.
Thank you. So, Bill, can I introduce you to some more soda? We'll dive into the drinks a little bit, but I'm afraid I'm quenching my thirst with the alcohol, and I tell my wife last time not to do that, so I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, you wanna make sure that, you're hydrated the right way,
Right, that's right. I mean, I love this.
not the Western Hand way.
Like, I mean, oh, Mamma Mia, look at that. That's awesome.
So let's say, Shai says, oh, that would be amazing, Haley.
What would be amazing?
Balsamic glaze.
Yeah. And like I said, Haley, if you can use balsamic glaze for the sweet part, use Di Serrano Amaretto. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And all the alcohol goes away anyway, so.
Yeah.
All the alcohol gets evaporated, so you don't have to worry about getting drunk while you're eating your Brussels sprouts.
Who was that chef a long time? Graham Kerr,
Yeah.
the British gentleman.
The British guy.
Drink wine the whole time.
The whole time he's cooking, right?
Is,
Yeah. When I'm at home cooking by myself, I don't know if Bill does this, if other cooks do this. Because I'm not following any kind of recipe, I don't think I've ever followed a recipe of any kind for the most part. Because I'm not following a recipe, it becomes, this doesn't sound bad, but it becomes mindless. I don't have to think about it. So generally, I have music playing. If my wife's in the kitchen with me, I'm torturing her and teasing her. And maybe she's helping clean up a little bit. But if I'm by myself, I got a podcast on. I mean, if I wasn't on the Podlie podcast, I'd have the Podlie podcast on while I'm cooking, or music, whatever the case may be. And then I go about my cooking, and I have a whole bunch of fun in the kitchen. And anybody who does not cook, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing to actually cultivate, because it's something really special to be able to feed the people you love. In my opinion, anyway. And to make something good and tasty and nutritious and feed the people you love, I don't know. To me, I find a great satisfaction in it.
The Galloping Gourmet, that's right. You're right, Nicole. Galloping Gourmet, Graham Kerr. That was the name of the show.
Oh, Haley said we're frozen now.
Yeah. We seem to be moving on everybody else's computer, so
Haley, it might be you.
you might have a
Yeah.
glitch there, Haley.
I've missed a lot of the comments, Bill, because I've been too busy, but I don't know if there's,
No, it's only
and
one.
we can't go back, because we don't have control over it. Okay, so, what I have then,
You might be having a glitch on your end, Haley. You seem to be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Haley said
Jeremy's-
it must be me.
maybe you.
Jeremy said it's fine on YouTube.
Yeah, it's fine on my tube, YouTube, somebody else's tube, fine on all the tubes. Okay, well, I'm almost there.
That looks like some good cheese.
Yeah, it's rather cheesy, yes. So basically half of whatever I brought. So 200 grams of cheese. I mean, again, guys, this is not some recipe. This is just the thing that I don't think any time I've ever cooked this, it's going to be the same as it is now.
No.
Not a single time.
Everything changes.
Everything changes, right? So right now I have 200 grams of mozzarella cheese. Next time there might be no cheese, or there might be cheddar, or there might be.
Or sometimes you might even change. Sometimes I might change my seasonings.
Yeah.
Next time I do the Brussels sprouts, I might season it a little differently.
Totally
You know,
different, yeah.
and change it all up.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's perfect.
that's okay. All this yummy vegetable food is reminding me to go do my workout.
Haley, do it. Do it. I tell you what, I've I don't want to tell tales, but I've lost some significant weight in the last little while, and I haven't been eating any less. I've been just eating at different times. I think I've lost probably 14 pounds in the last 2 months, 2.5, 3 months. So, yeah, it's worth it. Summer's coming. Vegetables, good food, good meats, and
Well, apparently it's spring, but you wouldn't know by the side.
yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah,
Can't get the motorcycle out yet.
it's coming. It's coming.
I had mine out on the driveway last week.
It's coming, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Vroom, vroom.
Yeah.
Up to time.
We got about 8 minutes before we got to wrap it up here, but maybe what I'll do just for the last couple minutes, even though they might not be fully ready, I'll bring both
Bring it
out
out,
anyway. We can show you, and then we'll put it back in and finish it up from our end. But this was our test. We've never done this before.
Yeah.
And so we were able to, I was able to set up a mini studio, which you can't see. And China back there running our cameras for us, able to do multiple cameras, which is kind of cool. And yeah, so it's kind of worked out, I think, pretty good for our first ever try.
Yeah.
So,
And if you guys have any suggestions, something that we should be doing, this is literally came together, like literally on the fly, impromptu. We only started talking about two, 3 days ago.
yeah.
And because Podlie wasn't here, we said, what are we going to do? And boom, this came together. We weren't planning on a cooking show, but I think, I don't know, what you
It
guys-
works.
It's kind of exciting for me. I
I like it. I think it works. Haley says I do mummy workouts after the kids go to bed. Got to get ready to run around at Ravenwood with 2 kids.
With 2 kids.
That's awesome, Cliff. You're looking great. Yeah. So hey, by the way,
Awesome, nice.
Ravenwood Music Festival coming up in July,
Ravenwood!
12th and 13th, Friday, Saturday. Get your tickets. RavenwoodExperience.com. Get them now because you want to make sure you can get them while we still have them.
Mm-hmm. And I tell you, top acts, you guys. I mean, Royal Foundry, and on a Saturday night, really one of my favorite bands of old, Bare Naked Ladies, lead vocalist Stephen Page. Wow.
And we have announced, so starting April 2nd, we have a custom built guitar done by
Oh, yeah.
Clifford, signed by Stephen Page, that we're going to give away to.
Wait a minute, say it again. Not Clifford,
Brent
but
Clifford.
Brent Clifford.
Brent Clifford, who built the guitar for us.
Yeah.
And it is signed by Stephen Page as well, from the formerly Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
And we are going to be giving that away to an 18-year-old or under who can write a letter writing campaign to us, the Ravenwood Experience at gmail.com, starting April 2nd. So we want them to write a letter to why they need the guitar. So it's made for, it's a contest for kids who maybe can't afford to buy a guitar. They're learning now, but they can't afford to even really rent one anymore.
Well, yeah, you know,
Whatever
maybe,
the circumstances are.
yeah, maybe they've been using like a Jade Tuzer
Yeah.
electric or something like that, which is great starting guitar. But you know, what if they're 16 years old and progressed really fast in the last few years? This guitar, I've played it. I touchy-feely did it at Brent's house. Brent is a fantastic musician, man. I tell you, if you don't know this guy, he makes guitars. He's got all kinds of woods. He's one of the most interesting people that I've met in a while. I ended up talking to him for like an hour, even though we're both busy people. Can't stop talking to him. I mean, he knows so much about woods and guitars and just I don't know, just an awesome cat. And this guitar that he made, it's just a thing of beauty. If you go to our website, if you go to the Ravenwood Facebook page or website, you'll see pictures on there. Brent did a fantastic job. How's it looking, Bill?
Looking good over here. Just checking the macaroni. That's coming along.
How's the veggies? Are they starting to get some softness?
It's starting to get a little bit of softness, a little bit of color in regards to a little bit of brownness as well.
Actually, can you bring it here? Let me see the texture of the collie. Because the beets in the collie generally, it needs more. Definitely needs more. Yeah, this is not going to be ready, guys, by the time the podcast is over. So, but once it's almost all cooked, we'll put the cheese on top, and everybody can feast at that point. But unfortunately, it's not going to be ready by the time the podcast is over. So it's good to get Brussels sprouts. Eh?
There we go. There we go. We've got about 4 minutes left.
That's right. What Nicole meant was 1, 2, 3. Saturday. Hey,
Yeah.
Nicole, how are you?
Here we got it for you.
Okay, so sorry about not being able to read the comments, guys. We the two of us both cooking and doing this, and of course, China behind the computer, looking after the control. Yeah, so we haven't really been able to get through the comments for you guys, but I tell you what, we've seen a lot of them go through. We've looked at them. Really appreciate you showing up. And Suzanne showed up. Look at that. Suzanne, nice to see you. Long time no see. It's about time you showed up.
Did somebody say cheese?
Somebody say cheese. That's right. I'm not sure when you showed up, Suzanne, but if you missed the show or the beginning of the show, I know you're a baker. That's awesome, China.
Yeah.
I know you're a baker, and obviously you probably cook as well. But hey, if you get a chance, look at the stuff
That as well.
that you missed, and maybe you can give us some pointers. I don't know.
For sure. And with about 3 minutes left, if you didn't get a chance to watch tonight, you can rewatch this, of course, on YouTube and on Facebook with the comments, so you can be part of that as well. And we'll also play the audio portion, even though the audio portion will go to soundsugarradio.com on Friday night at 10. This one will be a little different because if you're listening to the audio, you're not seeing us make any of the food. So that
I don't know. I don't know if the audio is actually going to be anything worthwhile.
And just quickly, Suzanne, sorry I'm late. Looks delicious. I just made cake. Oh, well, wish we could trade.
There we go. Suzanne is oh my God, the baking she does.
And Nicole says, you guys are amazing. Chai, you're amazing behind the scenes. I hope you all enjoy your week. Being amazing. And we'll see you all next week. So, hey, we've got 2 minutes left. So,
Yeah, listen, you guys, it's so great that you show up every Monday night. I think I tell you this on a regular basis. And we never, ever take you guys for granted. You know, for you to come and spend an hour with us is pretty cool. This particular podcast, I don't know. I really enjoy this.
yeah, it's fun.
I'm comfortable in the kitchen. You know, it's funny, right? Because we seldom are in our element. There's this thing that I heard this one lady write a song some years ago. Her name is Jessica Schoenberg. She's an Edmonton girl. She never made it ultra famous, but she had some brilliant songs at the time. And one of her songs talks about how when she gets on stage, she moves slowly. And what she meant by that is when she gets on stage, she's comfortable, she moves slowly, she moves easily because she's in her element. Some of us are in our element on stage. For me, it's stage fright, etc., etc., etc. I got to work at it. But you know what? Put me in the kitchen, pretty comfortable. Put me in a restaurant with people, put me in for coffee, blah, blah, pretty comfortable. And Bill, you look pretty comfortable in the kitchen.
I enjoy being in the kitchen. So it's a place I like being and trying different things out. And just sometimes I just experiment.
Experiment, yeah.
That's what I do.
And sometimes the experiments yield some brilliant food. And because I don't do recipes, the next time, I can't duplicate it. I cannot duplicate
That's
it.
right. It's always different. Every time you make it, it's different because, like I said, we don't use any recipes at all. So
No recipes at all.
every time it's different. Alrighty, well that's about it. Next week is episode. Well, next week is Monday. It's a holiday for some people.
Oh, is it?
Some people it's not. For
Okay,
me,
we'll
it's
talk.
not. We'll figure that out. If we're gonna be. I'm gonna put these up just so people can see them before we wrap up.
Before we go.
So we'll let people
Yeah.
see this. And
Yeah.
I'm going to grab
Really, this
another.
needs probably another 15 minutes. Because if you look at it, there's beets, and beets take a long time to cook. So it needs about another probably 15 minutes in the oven. And about 10 minutes from now, we would spread the mozzarella cheese over. Again, not much cheese because we don't want to overpower the flavors of the vegetables. The flavor of the vegetables are raw and earthy and beautiful.
And
Oh, yeah.
baked mac and cheese, which needs to go for a little bit longer as
So
well.
longer. And of course, don't forget the Brussels sprouts that we
The
ate.
Brussels sprouts. Yeah, and there you go, everybody. That is, that's it. So
And the cilantro I didn't put in because I'm such a nice guy.
we'll be back next week for episode 177, possibly. It is a holiday for some people.
We don't-
Sometimes we don't do the show on holidays, but we'll let everybody know. Check out the Facebook page.
Those of you who commented, thank you for commenting. Those of you who couldn't comment and just watching, thank you for watching.
All right, everybody. We'll see you all next week.
And most importantly, stay happy. See y'all.
My dinner ready?